How far is this statement from the truth? America is the best country in the world. I don't believe America is the best country in the world. Oh, I can't run for office now. Oh, no. I believe that the American people are the best people in the world because they come collectively from the entire world. We are one of the very few countries in the world where the American people are composed of every single country. I honestly don't believe there's one country missing. Even North Korea, there's North Koreans in America. There's Iranians in America. There's Israelis in America. There are flags from every nation in our culture. We're a country of immigrants, and that's what makes us great. That's what makes the country great. All the ideas, the languages, the cultures, the traditions come together, they blend together, and it's this great melting pot that finds a way to make it work. Now, our government was built for a different time. It was built for the 18th century. It was built for the 19th century. It was built for the 20th century. It wasn't built for instantaneous communication and a fourth branch of government, a grand bureaucracy and civil service with millions of people in it who are politically immune to consequences of their actions. Our government has let the world down and the American people down. We deserve better, and we try to vote our way out of it. We really do. But look at our democratic institutions. We only have two political parties we're allowed to vote for. No political diversity other than those two. And our candidates, for the most part, are chosen for us by powerful people. And then we're told we're only allowed to vote for one or the other, and then somehow that's going to solve the problem. And every election, most important election of our lifetime, most important election, it's bullshit. That's why less and less people vote every year, because they're disenfranchised from the process. And we leave behind the greatness of all those people who are truly amazing. Their collective intelligence and capability and brilliance is recused from our system. So I believe very firmly that the American people collectively as a whole, never bet against them. We will win 10 out of 10 times when we are properly unified. Want us to go to the moon, we'll make it happen. Want us to go to Mars, we'll make it happen. I don't believe the American government is the best government. I firmly believe it's ossified, corrupt, chaotic, and it needs to be upgraded. And it is the duty of the American people to do that. And what's going to happen is we're going to get so sick and tired and frustrated of the lies, nepotism, corruption, and frankly, bullshit that's being inflicted upon us. Children being taken away from their parents because their parents don't want to give an 11-year-old a vaccine. You can't do that forever. I'm telling you, it's gonna break. And when it does, we're going to rewrite the Constitution through a convention. And then suddenly we won't have this old, horrible, broken government that thinks it's okay to go fight in Afghanistan for 20 years and come back with nothing to show for it outside of lost blood and treasure and national disgrace. You'll have a government for the people, accountable to the people, harnessing the brilliance of the American people. And then people like America again. Because every day, actually everybody kind of likes the American people. Who are they, by the way? White guy sitting in Colorado? Or is it the taxi driver from Senegal who drives in New York City? Or is it Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft from India? Or is it a brilliant doctor from Namibia who started as a mercenary and she worked her way here? There are literally thousands of stories that are unique and amazing. Struggle all along. The North Korean gal who's just, I forget her name, was just on the Joe Rogan podcast and also the Lex Friedman podcast. Interviewed her right before he interviewed me. And she tells this horrible story of having to claw and scratch her way from North Korea to China and eventually get here. Her story is our story. It's the American story. We carry it with us. And the unifying theme of all these things is this meritocratic idea of it can be better. Who can argue against that? There are certainly cynical philosophies like this woke cult of postmodernism and power hierarchies. And it says, oh, no one can be better. It's all an illusion and everything's about power. The point of the government is to get redistribution so that it's fair. The American dream was always that you can earn your way no matter where you start from. It might take several generations, but you'll get there. Your granddad may have started with just the clothes on his back as a refugee, and when he died, he had a house. And your dad may have actually been able to start a great company, and the son could actually end up taking that company, making a Fortune 500, or the daughter. That's the American dream. It's multi-generation in that respect, too. It's just this idea, generation after generation, effort after effort, meritocratic work. Roll up your sleeves, do what you need to do. I'm a product of my father and my mom, and they're a product of their father and their mother. My grandfather on my mom's side, he right out of high school signed up for the Marine Corps, and Marine demolitions, fought in the Korean War, and then came back home, rolled up his sleeves, became a lineman, worked his way all the way up, retired an executive. I think he had 19 patents before he retired, and he just had a high school education. And he was a product of the fact that his father left when I think he was 12 years old, 13 years old. My great grandfather was a drunk on my mom's side, didn't take care of his family and skipped out town. One of those leaving for cigarettes, never came back type of career. Grandfather didn't complain, had to be the man of the house and had to find a way to survive the Great Depression and the Korean War and everything that came in between and get it done, raise 7 children. And only because he made those choices. And my grandmother made the choices she made, the sacrifices she made, did my mom have a chance to live the life she did, and I had the chance to live the life I did. That's America and the American people in a nutshell. We're given the freedom to fail, and that means we're given the freedom to succeed, and we're held accountable for our failures. It's okay to never be great. I've certainly made so many mistakes in my life. God, if I could get a do-over, I could write you all a 800-page book of the things I'd do differently, the meetings I'd do differently, the interactions I'd do differently, the thoughts I'd have differently. But you know what? Despite all of that, I found a way to succeed and get to the top. And you can too, or at least each and every person has a quality of opportunity in that respect. So I firmly believe that we're the best country in the world because of that, because we welcome the challenge, we welcome the game, we welcome the integration and so forth. And we have a debt to the world to replace our government with a better one, and we will get it done one way or another, even if we have to drag them kicking and screaming through a constitutional convention. It'll happen one day in my lifetime, because it can't keep going downhill.